Good day. Thank you for joining us for today's news. If you find this helpful, please consider subscribing. We're here every day with calm, clear updates, just for you.
A powerful atmospheric river is sweeping across New Zealand, bringing heavy rainfall and the threat of flooding to many regions. This weather phenomenon, which can transport massive amounts of moisture over long distances, is expected to deliver torrential downpours parts of the North Island, with some areas facing rainfall totals exceeding 100 millimeters in a day. Emergency services are on high alert, and local councils have advised people to avoid unnecessary travel. Farmers and utility companies are preparing for potential guidance. As the rain continues, the resilience of New Zealand's communities will be put to the test, highlighting the importance of preparedness in the face of nature's unpredictable power.
In a shocking incident at Whangārei Hospital, a 66-year-old woman named Heather Emsley endured 6 days of being starved for 16 hours each day. While waiting for urgent surgery, the delay, which she described as cruel and third world, was due to a severe infection in her toe caused by a pin inserted decades ago. Emsley was admitted to the hospital in a critical condition, suffering from low blood pressure, confusion, and severe pain. Despite being scheduled for surgery, she was not allowed to eat or drink for long periods, prolonging her recovery, and apologized, not the 140 hours she endured. Emsley and her daughter made formal complaints, hoping to prevent similar situations for other patients. While the hospital has outlined plans for improvement, the incident highlights ongoing challenges in the healthcare system and remains a vocal advocate.
In New Zealand, the Salvation Army has released a shocking report showing that 1 in every 1,000 people is currently without shelter. This figure marks a significant rise in homelessness, with no region showing any decline, and every 1,000 people live in homes considered uninhabitable, and 57,000 women are experiencing homelessness. The data comes from a comprehensive survey involving 580 organizations and includes information from Official Information Act requests. Lieutenant Colonel Ian Hudson from the Salvation Army says while the government has increased engagement with the issue, a coordinated response is urgently needed. The Salvation Army is urging the government to take immediate action, including increasing housing availability, reviewing restrictions on emergency grants, and investing in long-term housing programs. With the number of women, the need for a comprehensive and immediate response has never been more urgent. The report emphasizes the importance of a long-term, bipartisan strategy grounded in security principles to ensure everyone can live with dignity and security.
Homelessness is on the rise in New Zealand, with 1 in every 1,000 people now without shelter, and the Salvation Army is sounding the alarm. New data shows a troubling increase across nearly all communities, with no area reporting a guide. This is creating barriers for those in need who are often confused, delayed, or left without support. The crisis is hitting vulnerable groups especially hard, including single adults and women over 55, with housing now the second most pressing concern for young adults, and Reporting Crime is calling for Eden. The call comes as the nation faces an unparalleled disruption due to the housing deficit, leaving many without stable shelter. Without swift intervention, the situation is expected to worsen with devastating consequences.
750 million Australian dollars solar farm called Teri is about to become a landmark on the main highway between Napier and Top. This massive project, set to be completed in 2 phases by 2030, will be one of the largest in the country. The solar farm will feature 700,000 solar per acre. The project is a joint venture between Nova Energy and Meridian Energy, and construction is expected to start in late 2025. This marks a major shift for Hawke's Bay, which currently has no commercial-scale solar farm, making it an ideal spot for such projects, and the solar farm is expected to boost Bay solar farm as NAK. Other solar projects are also in the works in the area, signaling a growing commitment to renewable energy. As the project moves forward, it's set to create jobs and drive local economic growth, while also contributing to New Zealand's broader goals of transitioning to clean and sustainable energy.
In a shocking turn of events, two Israeli human rights organizations have accused their own government of committing genocide. In Gaza, the first time major Israeli for human rights Israel reached detailed reports, stating that Israel's actions are a coordinated delusion. The groups described the destruction of Gaza's healthcare system as both calculated and systematic. The Israeli government quickly dismissed the allegations, calling them baseless and pointing to the massive amounts of aid delivered to the region. However, the accusations have sparked a significance in Gaza, where over 60,000 people have died. While the international community has raised alarms about the growing famine and lack of medical care, many Israelis still blame Hamas for the conflict. This unprecedented accusation, but also the moral and legal frameworks that have long defined the conflict.
In a groundbreaking move, New Zealand has deployed its first infantry platoon to South Korea, joining forces with the United States and local military units. This marks a new chapter. These soldiers participating in training at the world-class Korea Combat Training, 戦地飛翔部門, Jua Camprade, Dover Trace. The deployment not only strengthens regional security, but also deepens ties with key allies. Brigadier Jason Dierberg emphasized that this opportunity are learning from their international. The platoon will also engage in cultural and commemorative events, celebrating the 75th anniversary of the United Nations. This mission highlights New Zealand's long-standing commitment to the Korean Peninsula and grasps the importance of international collaboration in maintaining global security.
New Zealand is facing a significant weather event as heavy rain and strong winds sweep across the country. Orange-level heavy rain warnings have been issued for several regions, including Auckland, the Bay of Plenty, and parts of the South Island. The Met Service reports that a weather front is moving. Residents are being urged to stay updated with the latest warnings and take necessary precautions. Strong winds are also expected in parts of the North Island, adding to the challenges posed to PUA.
In New Zealand, a new campaign is reminding people to trust their instincts when faced with the threat of flooding or tsunamis. The National Emergency Management Authority (NEMA) is encouraging citizens to act quickly based on observable warning signs rather than waiting for affirmation that localized disasters can develop in minutes. He urges people to move to higher ground immediately if they see rising floodwaters or experience a strong earthquake near the coast, while official communication channels like emergency. By being aware and prepared, New Zealanders can take an active role in protecting themselves and their communities during natural disasters.
In a court hearing in Greymouth, the trial of Howard Temple, the leader of the Gloria Vale Christian community, continues as he faces 24 charges of indecent assault and indecent acts against 9 women. The allegations span over 2 decades, with the Crown claiming the abuse occurred in the kitchen dining hall. Temple denies any indecency, claiming the gestures were expressions of gratitude and support within the community. One of the complainants, who worked in the kitchen from a young age, described a culture of fear and victim blaming. She explained how women were often blamed for any issues, even minor infractions. Temple's lawyer, Michael Vesti, argues that the letters he sent to a former teenager were acts of pastoral concern. While the complainant called them inappropriate, the trial, expected to last 2 weeks, has exposed a deeply troubling history within the Gloria Vale community, reigniting public interest.
That's all for today's news. We appreciate your time. If you enjoyed this update, please consider subscribing. Your support helps us keep going.